ladies and gentlemen, please rise as we honor America for the singing of the national anthem.
At the Shark Tank. Welcome back. We took a 20-minute break, but we are back again with the call of the second game of the doubleheader. Atlantic Sharks boys basketball against the 10-3 New Smyrna Beach Barracudas. These teams played to a very close game a couple of weeks ago, and it was a 5-point victory for the Barracudas over in New Smyrna Beach. Let's play basketball. Cudas go left to right in their gray strips trimmed in red. Frank Bellissimo, one of the area's top assist getters, will control between the circles, guarded by DeJounte McDaniels. Right-hand corner, it circles, and a three ball is no good from Brandon Cordero. Sharks with the rebound. Here's Corey McDonald. McDonald walks across the timeline, 30 seconds gone. McDaniels back to McDonald. To the right-hand corner. Here's Reynolds. And now the big man, Emmanuel Preston, up top. Cameron Reynolds, straight on, didn't take the shot. Preston now top of the key. Preston drives, spinning in the lane, left-hand layup, good. And Emmanuel Preston has the Sharks on the board. 2-0 Atlantic with a minute gone by in the ball game. Right-hand corner. Here's Dontrell Thompson back to the top for Ryan Weeks, their top scorer. Bellissimo takes the left-hand corner three, knocks it down. Frank Bellissimo, 9.7 points per game and all over 3 assists. He was part of the Daytona Beach News Journal preseason Super 7. Right-hand corner, here's Corey McDonald. Top for McDaniels. And now McDonald gets it back and hands to Reynolds. Reynolds at the top, bounce pass right-hand corner, McDonald. McDonald dribbles around, one long two strong, back iron no good. Skying for the rebound is Carter Cook. He hits the deck, but the ball comes into the hands of Frank Bellissimo. Bellissimo push pass into the left-hand corner, back to the middle for Cook. Cook against Preston, Cook's layup no good. And it's Atlantic for the rebound. 3-2 early on here, Kudas over the Sharks. Back to the top, here's Reynolds, and now Preston. 3 from straight on, knocks it down, Corey McDonald. He's the sharpshooter, 39% from beyond the arc for Corey McDonald and 11 points per game. Bellissimo between the circles, here's Dontrell Thompson. And back to Bellissimo, his heels on the Atlantic logo at center court. Bellissimo across to Weeks, still way out high. Now Frank gets it back, back to Weeks. Weeks gets to the corner for Williams, or Thompson rather, Dontrell Thompson. It cycles back around, left-hand wing, here's Cordero. Cordero drives, pushing the back, and he was not in the act of shooting. And first foul of the game goes on DeJounte McDaniels. Foul, 5-3 Sharks. Barracuda's inbounding under the basket that they attacked Teller Sooners right here early on. 5:35 to go first quarter. Weeks off the inbounds pass straight on three, yes. So Weeks has hit a three and Bellissimo has hit a three, and it's 6-5 Sharks, or 6-5 Kudas over the Sharks. Into the lane, backdoor cutting pass to Preston. The shot was blocked, but they're gonna call a foul as tapping Preston on the arm was Carter Cook. And Emmanuel Preston will go to the line. Preston is going to be huge in this matchup. He leads Volusia and Flagler counties in rebounds per game with 12.5. And his first penalty shot, however, is no good. He missed it back iron. And now a chance at a second penalty shot and a chance to tie the game. The tall 6'5" Preston, tallest man on either team. He drains the second one, 1 of 2 in a tie game at 6 apiece. Here's Dontrell Thompson for New Smyrna Beach. Into the front court between the circles. Here's Bellissimo. Then Thompson gets it back. Tries a 3 from NBA range. Too strong. Skying for the rebound is Brandon Cordero. And Ryan Weeks gets it back up high. Thompson into the lane. Left-hand corner. It comes into the pass. Is intercepted. It was trying for Bellissimo, but it's picked off by the Sharks. Into the front court. Here's McDonald. Right-hand wing. Now McDaniels. McDaniels working on Thompson. Then bounces it back between the circles for Corey McDonald. McDonald, right-hand drive through a double team, gets fouled. The basket will not go, but he'll go to the line. And the first foul on Frank Bellissimo. It's going to be important to get him in foul trouble or off the floor in some way, because when he's on the floor, he is dangerous. At the line for 2 shots, second trip to the free throw line of the game for the Sharks. Here is Corey McDonald. First one, no good, back iron.
Shooter, right?
AJ Rivera about to check in for the Sharks.
Matt, I'm up top.
Second free throw is no good. It went through the hoop, but they called a foul. Not sure why it was no good, but it was no good. So McDonald missed them both. Still a 6-6 ball game. Bellissimo crosses half court and is immediately beset by Reynolds. Bellissimo now in front of the Sharks bench. Top is Cordero, and Cordero gets tapped to the back, and it'll be a foul. It'll be the first one on Cameron Reynolds, and you can't pick up cheap fouls like that against a team in the Barracudas that loves to get out. They love to run the floor. They love to get a lot of transition buckets, and they score a lot of points, averaging 67.2 this season. Bellissimo gets it back from the left-hand corner from Thompson. Guarded out high by Reynolds. Here's Ryan Weeks, right-hand wing outside. Floated into the lane, and it's batted away by A.J. Rivera, but he couldn't save it from going out of bounds. So New Smyrna Beach will inbound in front of the Atlantic Sharks bench off to listeners' right. Bellissimo, the gunner. Nobody going to guard him closely. Now Cameron Reynolds steps to. Bellissimo throws it top of the arc for Brandon Cordero, and whistle. And a foul underneath is going to go against Dontrell Thompson, and it's going to be a turnover.
Foul number 13, Dontrell Thompson, that's his
First personal for Thompson. Didn't see what the foul was as I was tracking the ball, but it was something underneath the basket. So Sharks back in possession, 4:14 to go first quarter, 6-6 ball game. Here's DeJounte McDaniels across to A.J. Rivera. Rivera between the circles, left-hand wing, here's Preston. Back to the top for McDaniels, right-hand drive against Bellissimo. McDaniels gets to the lane, layup, yes sir! McDaniels on the board, Sharks lead 8-6. Dontrell Thompson back to the top for Bellissimo. Bellissimo backing into Reynolds out high. Now help comes in the form of Dontrell Thompson. Thompson, baseline left-hand drive, puts it up to a double team. Yes, nice play by Dontrell Thompson for his first points of the night. 8-8 tie ball game, 3:33 to play first quarter. Lively atmosphere at the Shark Tank. And the ball goes through DeJounte McDaniels' hands as the Sharks turn the ball over and McDaniels comes out. Corey McDonald checks back in. And Bellissimo takes the inbounds pass. Walks across the timeline, 3:22 to play in the first quarter in an 8-8 ball game. Top here's Cordero. Cordero, floater in the lane, back iron no good. Rebound Rivera. The Sharks want trying to get out and run here. Rivera across the timeline, 3:10, slows up. Right hand wing, three on the way, a long three. Yes, sir, Corey McDonald. That's his second tray of the first quarter, and it's 11-3. The Sharks over the Barracudas. Oh, you can hear Coach Ryan Dickey yelling for a timeout for New Smyrna Beach. He finally gets it with 2:52 to play in the first quarter. 11-8, Atlantic over New Smyrna Beach, courtesy of two free three-pointers from Corey McDonald. As the official healthcare champion of Volusia County Schools, Advent Health is committed to providing championship caliber care with 4 hospitals, 4 urgent care centers, and 6 sports medicine and rehab locations across Volusia County. Advent Health is here to keep your student athlete off the sidelines and into the game. Visit adventhealth.com to learn more. Well, we talked to Coach before the game for the pregame interview. He said that the Sharks start fast but fade in the second quarter or the second half. They always have a lead, and they've done it again tonight with 2:52 to go in the first quarter. It's 11-8. Atlantic over New Smyrna Beach, a New Smyrna Beach team that is in the same division as the Mainland Buccaneers, one of the better teams in all, the entire state, not just in Volusia County, Flagler County. So out of the timeout, it'll be Ryan Weeks to inbound in front of the scorer's table. He throws it back into the defensive backcourt to Frank Bellissimo. Bellissimo across the timeline, 2:48 to play first quarter. Dontrell Thompson draws a double team, then gets it back to Frank. Now Thompson left wing, and back to Bellissimo between the circles. Bellissimo hounded again by Cameron Reynolds. Gets a pick but can't get a drive as fighting through it was Reynolds, and then Thompson almost threw the ball away, but he gets it back. Right-hand corner and bounce pass into the post for Weeks. Weeks working against Preston. Back to the free throw line it comes. Thompson, step back three, no! And it's rebounded by Cameron Reynolds, who runs the floor, gets it to McDonald, who gets it, puts it back to Sharpton. Sharpton drives the lane, gets the foul. He went right over Lane Simmons, who just checked into the ballgame after that last timeout. And they're going to call the foul on Dontrell Thompson, his second. And Trey Sharpton starting for the out. Anthony Bottolato, obviously. And we talked to Coach pregame about Anthony. Hopefully he'll be back for the district tournament. First free throw, no good from Sharpton. It's too strong. And 11-8 still the score. 2:12 to play as 00 A.J. Guardino checks in for the Barracudas, the 5'6" junior. Second of 2 penalty shots coming up for Trace Sharpton. He palms the ball in his left hand, bounces it once into his windup. It is up and it teardrops in. And now Josh Burke checks in for Trace Sharpton after hitting 1 of 2. He heads to the bench. Burke wears number 5 and immediately goes to guard Weeks on the inbounds pass. Full court press from the Sharks, but it's broken easily up to Guardino across the timeline. Guardino into the lane, stopped up back to Weeks, top of the circle. He fires a long 2 after stepping inside and knocks it down. So Ryan Weeks up to 5 points. Cameron Reynolds now for the Sharks against Guardino. Reynolds left-hand drive, and he gets fouled going to the lane. And they're going to get the foul on Guardino, his first. Nice left-hand drive there by Cameron Reynolds as he took the ball from the logo at center court. He drove Guardino back to the top of the arc and then drove him further back into the paint and forced him to foul him on the shot. First penalty shot is up and good from Cameron Reynolds, his first of the game, first point of the game. 13-10, 1:47 left to go in a low-scoring first quarter. Second free throw, yes. And it's 14-10, 1:47 to play first quarter. Full court press again, almost turned the ball over, but it's into the hands of Guardino off the inbounds pass. Guardino runs the floor left side lane, gets into the left-hand corner for Weeks. Weeks cycles it back to the top against Burke. Weeks, left hand, drives the lane, fights to a double team. He gets fouled. I don't think that was in the act of shooting, but we shall see. They're going to get Josh Burke for his first foul. It was not in the act of shooting, so baseline in. Under the basket that they attack to listeners right for the Barracudas. Bellissimo, the gunner. Into the left-hand corner it comes. Bellissimo gets it back. He drives the lane, fights to a double team, kicks it back out high for Weeks. Ryan Weeks lays it off to Lane Simmons, and then all the way back to Bellissimo on the Atlantic logo. A minute 20 to play first quarter. 4-point lead for the Atlantic Sharks. Left-hand corner, then bounce pass under the basket for Weeks. His back, turnaround jumper, yes. So Ryan Weeks is up to 7 points to lead all scorers, and it's a 2-point game, 14-12. Into the front court comes Cameron Reynolds. Reynolds left-hand drive against Guardino, kicks it to the left-hand corner for Rivera. Back out high, McDonald, nice cutting pass into the basket to Burke, and Burke lays it in. Nice ball movement there, nice little 1-2 pass to find Burke open in the lane. Ryan Weeks on the back pass from Bellissimo. Weeks against Preston at the free throw line, and he cycles it all the way back to Brandon Cordero at the logo. Cordero, right-hand corner, Bellissimo, a 3, knocks it down. Second 3 attempt and second 3 made for Frank Bellissimo. He's up to 6 points, 16-15. Sharks lead, 20 seconds to go. In the quarter, they can hold for the final shot. Reynolds guarded by Guardino on the logo. Now Reynolds drives with the left hand, gets to the lane, fouled. Oh, an offensive foul. They're gonna call it on Reynolds. So Reynolds picks up his second foul on a charge. Carson Linker checks in for the Barracudas. He replaces Lane Simmons, and DeJounte McDaniels gets back into the game for Atlantic. And also Trace Sharpton. They replace Corey McDonald and Josh Burke, respectively. So now with the ball, 10 seconds to play in the first quarter, down by 1. Here come the Barracudas. They let the ball bounce. They let the ball roll towards center court. Bellissimo picks it up. Now the clock starts to run. 10 seconds to go. Bellissimo top of the circle. Tries to throw it to Ryan Weeks. Weeks drives the lane, gets the triple team, gets his shot blocked, but he gets it right back and finishes at the buzzer. 9 points in the first quarter for Ryan Weeks, and the Sharks trail the New Smyrna Beach Barracudas 17-16 after 1. We'll take 30 seconds and be right back. This is MJT Sports Productions broadcast of Atlantic Sharks basketball. If you want to get your business on the air in front of the Atlantic fans, if you would like to advertise via MJT Sports Productions, the official play-by-play internet radio partner of Atlantic High School as a sponsor of Atlantic Athletics, please email Atlantic High School Athletic Director Tron Griffin at tdgriffy@volusia.k12.fl.us. That's tdgriffi@volusia.k12.fl.us. Live from courtside here at the Shark Tank, Michael Truvillo with you. Final home game of the regular season for the Atlantic Sharks boys basketball team. The girls team played earlier, as heard on MJT Sports Productions, got the win against New Smyrna Beach 56-43. And the boys, after one, are down 17-16. Atlantic will start with the ball wearing the home white, trimmed in teal and black as they go right to left. Off the inbounds pass, here's Corey McDonald. He backs up Ryan Weeks toward the top of the circle. As Johnny Rivera has the ball right-hand corner. Couple of jabs, steps, throws the ball underneath the basket to Sharpton. Sharpton spins in the lane. Backdoor pass to Preston, and it's off his foot and out of bounds. Preston was all alone. If that was a better pass, that's an easy bucket. Opportunity missed there for Atlantic, and the Barracudas will try to make them pay for it. Up 1, 7:41 in the half. Bellissimo against Corey McDonald, and a foul is going to be called away from the ball. It's crashing to the ground was Carter Cook. I think DeJounte McDaniels pushed him down. We'll see what the referees call. Yep. Oh, no, they're going to get it on Emmanuel Preston, who pushed over Carter Cook. So Preston picks up his first foul. And New Smyrna Beach will have the ball under the basket that they attack to listeners right. Baseline out. Here's Bellissimo, the gunner. It'll be a line-out formation. Bellissimo throws it all the way back to midcourt for Brandon Cordero. Cordero to Weeks. Weeks hounded by McDaniels. It cycles around the right-hand corner for Bellissimo. Walks it back to the top and hands it to Cordero. Cordero, left-hand drive, baseline, kick out. Weeks, three, yes. Weeks is at it again. 12 points in the first quarter and a minute for Ryan Weeks, and it's a 4-point lead for the New Smyrna Beach Barracudas. Right-hand wing, outside, McDaniels pitches it back after a drive. McDonald gets his defender in the air. His three-pointer is too strong. Battle under the basket, and New Smyrna Beach comes away with it, courtesy of Ryan Weeks. Bellissimo up to Weeks. Weeks, a baseline jumper, back iron, no good. Offensive rebound battled for by Carter Cook, but then turned over to Corey McDonald. McDonald runs the floor, pulls up in transition, too strong. Rebound Brandon Cordero for the Barracudas. Cordero is going to be fouled at the top of the arc because he was trying to drive the lane. And they're going to get McDaniels for his second. And another line-out scenario, baseline to listeners right for the Barracudas. Bellissimo, bounce pass to Weeks. 15-footer, right elbow, no. Trey Sharpton pulls down the board. Sharpton throws it all the way ahead to Preston, who bats it out of the air, but straight to Carter Cook. Another turnover for the Sharks. Bellissimo thought about a transition three, but cycles to the left-hand corner for Cordero, who drives the lane, lays it up, back iron, no good. McDaniels the rebound. Corey McDonald, timeline, 6:08 to go. Immediately moves to the right-hand wing and then walks back to the logo. Here's Rivera, right-hand wing off the feed. He tries a three. It rims out, no good. But Emmanuel Preston skies for the rebound. His hook shot put back is good. First points of the quarter for the Sharks. They're back down by 2, 20-18. Bellissimo on the Atlantic logo at midcourt. The ball cycles quickly into the post for Cook. Cook backing down Preston. Weeks, right-hand corner, three-pointer, yes. Ryan Weeks is some player, I tell you. Anywhere he decides to pull up and shoot from, it usually falls down. 23-18. Trey Sharpton, top of the key, travel as he was working against Carson Linker. Timeout of the floor. 15 points for Ryan Weeks. He's got 15 to the New Smyrna Beach 23. And you can see why he scores 20.5 points per game. Timeout of the hardwood. We'll take 1-2. This is MJT Sports Productions broadcast of Atlantic Sharks basketball. Advent Health is here for you and with you during every tip-off, every timeout, and every season to support you physically, mentally, and spiritually in this game called life. Advent Health is on your team. They're your biggest fan, and they're here to help you feel whole. Visit adventhealth.com to learn more. Advent Health is a proud supporter of Volusia County School Athletics. It is 23-18, 5-point advantage for the New Smyrna Beach Barracudas, and 15 of those points have come courtesy of Ryan Weeks. He averages 20.4 a game. He's already up to 15 in a quarter and a half. So it could be a banner night for Ryan. I don't have his season high, but if he continues at this pace, it'll definitely be that. Barracudas with the basketball. They go left to right in their gray and red. Frank Bellissimo out high, controls against the Johnny Rivera. Throws it in front of the scorer's table to Dontrell Thompson. Thompson back to Bellissimo. Bellissimo has 2 threes in the ball game. Back to Bellissimo from Thompson. They just play a little 1-2 top of the key. Bellissimo now, left-hand drive, kicks it to Weeks. Weeks back to the top for Karan Moore, who's just checked in. Weeks, NBA range 3, no good, too short. But he follows his own miss into the left-hand corner and throws it all the way back to the top for Frank Bellissimo. Here's Karan Moore in front of the Atlantic bench. Loses the handle, but right there to pick it up is Dontrell Thompson. And he will reset. Thompson, Bellissimo, another NBA range 3 right-hand wing. No good. Thompson underneath the basket to Moore on the offensive rebound. Moore lays it in. 3 quality looks for New Smyrna Beach on that possession. And the last one fell, the layup, and it's 25-18 New Smyrna. Left-hand drive, kick to the left-hand corner for Rivera. Rivera back to the right-hand wing. And walking it all the way back up top is Corey McDonald. And Corey McDonald's going to get pushed to the back as he tried to drive the lane. Karan Moore is going to get his first foul. It was not in the act of shooting, so it'll be a sideline out for the Atlantic Sharks. Into the game is Trace Sharpton. Emmanuel Preston makes way. 3:57 to go in the first half, 25-18. Only 2 points in the quarter so far for Atlantic. Rivera at the top of the key. Here's Draken Brown, who's just checked in. Brown hounded by Moore. He gets the ball underneath the basket to McDonald. His left-hand layup is no good. Skying for the rebound is Brown. Brown's put back, also no good off the underside of the rim. Battling for it is Rivera. He taps it out to McDaniels, and it's over his head. And it'll be another turnover for Atlantic. They had a chance for a three-shot possession there, but it didn't happen. Ryan Weeks leaves the ball game in favor of Brandon Cordero, and the Sharks will be happy to see Weeks off the floor, but everybody on this Barracudas lineup can score the basketball. Bellissimo, 9.7 points a game. Brandon Cordero, 11.6. Carter Cook, 7.7. Dontrell Thompson, 13.9. They've got all shoot very well. Here's a baseline drive from Karan Moore. Backs out of it. Throws it all the way back in front of the scorer's table to Brandon Cordero. Cordero throws the ball away. It was intended for Dontrell Thompson, but it was been way too far in front of him. And Atlantic takes the basketball away. Side out, Sharpton to McDonald. Got to get something going here. Only 2 points in the last 3 minutes for the Sharks as they trailed by 7, 25-18. A.J. Rivera to DeJounte McDaniels. Draken Brown out high, back to Corey McDonald as he stands on the Atlantic logo. McDaniels posting up is Sharpton on the right baseline. Thought about a long 2, doesn't take it. McDaniels, the drive, and a tie-up underneath. No, a travel. He got tied up by Karan Moore, but walks to get there, and another Atlantic turnover. I wish I had a statistician man who kept track of things like shooting percentage and turnovers and stuff like that. I can't keep track of it, but Man, Atlantic's turned the ball over a lot in this first half. And if even half of those missed opportunities go down, it's probably a tie ball game. Ryan Weeks checks back in for the New Smyrna Beach. A bit of a delay getting the inbounds pass in now. Barracudas will have possession going left to right. Al Guardino takes the ball as Bellissimo came to the bench to get a seat in favor of Weeks. Here is Guardino. Left-hand corner Weeks. Or excuse me, left-hand corner Cordero. Back to the top for Guardino. Guardino drives the lane, gets past Drake and Brown. Bucket and the foul for Al Guardino, or for A.J. Guardino. And they're going to get Drake and Brown for the foul. He tried to take the charge, but was just a little bit too far. Or, excuse me, didn't get his feet quite set. And a chance for a three-point play for Guardino. That was his first bucket of the game, A.J. Up and good on the three-point play. 28-18, 10-point lead for New Smyrna Beach. 2.5 to play in the first half. Trace Sharpton, top of the key. Right-hand drive by Sharpton into the lane. Tough layup, no. Stripped, in fact, by Karan Moore. Moore to Dontrell Thompson. Thompson working on Rivera. Thompson gets to the lane. Floater, back iron, no good. Rebound, Trace Sharpton. Sharpton slows it up. Not sure why the power forward, or the small forward, is running point. Sharpton into the lane, loses the handle, and it'll be Atlantic basketball as Dontrell Thompson knocked the ball out of play. Atlantic baseline in. DeJounte McDaniels is the gunner. Atlantic attacks the basket. The listeners left down by 7, 28-21. The scoreboard says 28-21. I don't think that's right. I think it's 28-18. It is, in fact, 28-18. The scoreboard just reset. McDaniels, the gunner, got to get a pass off. He does to Brown. McDaniels gets it back. Right-hand corner three. Oh, just too strong. And the rebound goes to Guardino. Fast break opportunity for Guardino. Gets to the lane. Bowls over Corey McDonald. And a foul is going to be called against McDonald, as he again didn't get his feet set. So Corey's first. And into the bonus. And it wasn't in the act of shooting, but into the bonus our New Smyrna Beach is that's 8 team fouls on Atlantic. So 1 and 1 coming for Guardino. We're still talking about the score over here at the Sharks bench and the scorers table. I have it 28-18. The scoreboard has it 28-18. But I'm sure we'll all find out what the book says in a minute. The front end of the 1 and 1 is good from Guardino. He's 2 of 2 from the line now. .147 to play in the first half of action, and it's been a second quarter dominated by New Smyrna Beach. Only 2 points in the quarter for Atlantic. Those 2 points on a putback by Emmanuel Preston were the first points of the quarter. Both of the 1 and 1 penalty shots made by Guardino. And Atlantic will inbound into the basket, going right to left, 1:47 left. Now the scoreboard shows 29-19. And it should be 30-18. So scorers having a bit of a nightmare, but I'm sure we'll get everything squared away at halftime. A.J. Rivera back to the top for McDonald. McDonald floats it into the paint. Drake and Brown couldn't hang on to it. McDaniels grabs it. Baseline runner, no good. Foul on the floor. And we'll see if that's in the act of shooting or not. And it'll be first on Carson Linker, and to the line for the first time tonight goes DeJounte McDaniels. He only has 2 points, picked up in the first quarter. Up and in for McDaniels on the first of the 2-shot penalty. Now it is 30-19, and the scoreboard has it right. Second of a 2-shot penalty coming from McDaniels. Cameron Reynolds getting ready to check back in for the Sharks. Is up and no good. Long pass ahead intended for Ryan Weeks. Into the paint is Linker. His layup no good. The rebound putback is also no good. And Ajante McDaniels takes it away for the Sharks. Man, this Kudas team loves to get out in transition and run. They have just outpaced the Sharks in this first half. Under a minute to go now, 53 seconds left. McDaniels up high, top of the arc. Now A.J. Rivera and Trey Sharpton in the right-hand corner. Underneath it cycles to McDaniels. Blocked by Dontrell Thompson as in the layup. Going coast to coast. Kick out. Bellissimo. Right-hand three. Yes. Bellissimo drains his third three. He's up to 9 points. He's 3 for 3 from beyond the arc is Frank Bellissimo. 33-19. Corey McDonald guarded by Weeks out high. Throws it to Rivera. And Rivera keeps his heels against the midcourt strike. Trey Sharpton with 13 seconds to go against Dontrell Thompson. Bounce pass. DeJounte McDaniels, 8 to play in the half. 5 seconds to go. 4. Here's McDonald wide left. McDonald step back blocked by Brandon Cordero at the horn, and it is all Barracudas at the end of the first half. New Smyrna Beach 33. Atlantic Sharks 19. We'll take a break and be right back to recap your scoring totals. This is MJT Sports Productions broadcast of Atlantic Sharks basketball. Live from courtside, this is the final game of the regular season, final home game rather of the regular season for Atlantic Sharks boys basketball. They're off on Friday as a game with Spruce Creek that would have been here and heard live on MJT Sports Productions has been axed. So they're on the road to finish the season at Deltona and at Pine Ridge. I think both of those games are pretty winnable for Atlantic, as they've lost to both of those teams, but by very close margins here at home. At halftime, your score, it's all New Smyrna Beach, one of the best teams in Volusia Flagler counties, is all over the Sharks 33-19. Here are your scoring totals. Leading the way with 15 points is Ryan Weeks for New Smyrna Beach. Frank Bellissimo's got 9 on 3 of 3 shooting from beyond the arc. That's all he's got, but it's pretty effective. Guardino has 5, and then 2 each, Moore and Thompson. And then for Atlantic, McDonald leads the way with 6. Emmanuel Preston's got 5. DeJounte McDaniels has 3. Josh Burke has 2. Cameron Reynolds has 2. And Trey Sharpton has 1. And the Cougars took advantage of a 3-point second quarter from Atlantic to pull away after it was only 17-16 after 1. We'll take 5 minutes and be right back with the second half of action. You're listening to MJT Sports Productions broadcast of Atlantic Sharks basketball. Live from courtside here at the Shark Tank, it's Atlantic High School basketball. Second half coming up in the final home game of the regular season for Atlantic Sharks boys basketball. They are in a bit of a hole. They trail 33-19 against the New Smyrna Beach Barracudas, courtesy of a 16-3 third quarter run by New Smyrna Beach. And the seemingly superhuman abilities of Ryan Weeks with 15 first half points. He averages 20.5 points per game, so he's only 2 shots really from getting close to that number. But the second half is about to start. The Barracudas 5 is out there. Brandon Cordero, Frank Bellissimo, Carter Cook, Dontrell Thompson, and Ryan Weeks. The starting 5 is back out on the floor for New Smyrna. And starting 5 on the floor, starting 4 on the floor. Where the 5th player is DeShante McDaniels. Now he just stopped in to get some water. Now he's coming to the floor. It will be New Smyrna basketball to start us off. They wear the gray alternate uniforms, red trim down the sides, Cuda Nation above and below the red numbers, also in red, and a white stripe at the belt line. And McDonald, Preston, Rivera, Reynolds, and Sharpton, the 5 for Atlantic, as the referees, funnily enough, the referees were the last of the party. They have just come out of the locker room and retrieved the game ball. As I said, it will be New Smyrna Beach to start with the basketball. Ryan Weeks will inbound on half court, put 8 minutes on the third quarter clock. And let's play second quarter basketball. Frank Bellissimo taps it back to Ryan Weeks and then gets it back and into the right-hand corner for Cordero, then back to Weeks. Top for Thompson. Guarded by Rivera, floats it back to Weeks. Into the right-hand corner for Cook. And back to the top for Bellissimo. Bellissimo stands, hands to Weeks, top of the key, back to Bellissimo. His three-pointer off the mark. First time he's missed one today, but an offensive rebound. Brandon Cordero, and he gets it all the way back to Frank Bellissimo. Standing on the Atlantic logo, plays it flat and gets it back from Ryan Weeks. Guarded by Rivera. No real hurry by this Atlantic defense. Down 33-19. Here's Dontrell Thompson, top of the key. To Bellissimo. And now to Cordero. Bounce pass under the basket, intercepted by Corey McDonald. Long pass ahead, caught on the bounce by Rivera. He lays it in. A.J. Rivera on the board. He was scoreless in the first half after coming off the bench. Back to the top for Bellissimo. Back for Cordero and cycles around to the left-hand corner. Dontrell Thompson, 3, in and out. Fighting for the rebound and getting it to Cameron Reynolds. Reynolds walks across the timeline, flashes a pass to the left-hand corner, then gets it back. Reynolds. Here's McDonald out high. McDonald on a drive. Kicks to the right-hand corner. It's intercepted by Thompson, intended for Rivera. Dontrell Thompson goes coast to coast. Floater in the lane, yes, for Dontrell Thompson. So a bad pass leads to an easy bucket for Thompson. Back on the attack of the Atlantic Sharks, Trace Sharpton. Underneath to Emmanuel Preston. Preston, tough layup, falls with the right hand over Dontrell Thompson. Excellent job by Preston. He leads the Sharks now with 7 points. Frank Bellissimo, back to Ryan Weeks, and then Bellissimo wide open, doesn't take the 3. Back to Weeks, who is open. He takes the 3, misses it wide left, rebound to Corey McDonald. Up to Reynolds. Reynolds in the lane, and he gets fouled. His shot rolls off the rim, but he will go to the line after crashing into the wall behind the basket. To listeners' right, Frank Bellissimo gets his second foul. And to the line goes Cameron Reynolds, 2 of 2 exactly from the line. Hasn't scored from open play yet, but a chance to get more from the charity stripe. His first one is up and swish. Yes, it's good. Cameron Reynolds has a lovely, lovely free throw stroke. Named to the Daytona Beach All Area honorable mention team last season as a freshman. His second one is back iron, no good. So 1 of 2, that time for Reynolds. And a bright future for Cameron Reynolds as he's got 2 more seasons at Atlantic after this one. Frank Bellissimo posting up his Carter Cook, then back to Bellissimo, top of the arc. Right-hand corner, here's Jules Thompson, whistle at a timeout, New Smyrna Beach. As nothing was doing on that possession. It's time you feel your best physically, mentally, spiritually, to be centered and supported, to feel the power of a world-class healthcare network coming together to help you take control of your health. It's time to feel whole. Advent Health is a proud supporter of Volusia County School Athletics. Visit adventhealth.com to learn more. Sharks fans, can't make it to the Shark Tank for Atlantic basketball games? MJT Sports Productions is the official play-by-play home of your Atlantic Sharks. Be sure to like our Facebook page, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and follow us on Twitter, all at MJT Sports Productions, so you never miss a moment of the action. Let's go, Sharks! And I do want to tell you that MJT Sports Productions will be covering live play-by-play coverage of every game of the 4A District 9 tournament for both the boys and the girls. It'll be live here from the Shark Tank on the campus of Atlantic High School. Girls next week, boys the week after. It's playoff basketball on MJT Sports Productions. Tune in next week and check our socials for dates and times of those matchups. Barracudas with the basketball, sideline in after the timeout. Right corner, Thompson back to the tap for Weeks. Weeks flashes it across to Brandon Cordero. Cordero backs up and puts his heels on the midcourt stripe.
On his hips.
Into the post, Bellissimo, then Frank backs out of it. Right-hand corner, baseline drive, Cordero off the underside of the rim, but a foul.
Hey, good job. Hey, well, what's going to happen?
And they're going to get Emmanuel Preston for his second.
He's supposed to curl, now you're there. Come on.
So Cordero is at the line. First attempt to score for Brandon Cordero tonight. It is up, and it rattles home. So Cordero on the board with his first point. 5:16 to play third quarter, 36-24. And Atlantic really needs to go on a pretty big run to make this one competitive in the fourth. Cordero misses the second one. Atlantic grabs the rebound. Rivera striking pass into the paint, and a big swat of a layup by Carter Cook on Cameron Reynolds as Reynolds tried to drive the lane. Big block by the big man. A.J. Rivera, the gunner, gets it into Preston, who's guarded by a triple team in the post. Gets it back out to Corey McDonald out high. Left-hand corner, here's Rivera. Rivera thought better about a drive against Cordero and backs it up. Now Rivera gets ahead of steam, loses the basketball. Poked out of his hands by Cordero into the hands of Carter Cook, and back to Cordero as he runs the floor. Brandon Cordero out high against Rivera. Now Dontrell Thompson takes his place. Thompson throws it into the post for Cook, and it falls on the floor, and a whistle and a stoppage of play.
Now they get to take it out.
And they're going to call kickball against Trey Sharpton. And New Smyrna Beach inbounds. It comes to the top for Cook. He drives the lane. Floater no good, but a foul. And they're going to get Corey McDonald for his second. Nobody really in foul trouble. That's probably the one saving grace for Atlantic. Nobody has more than two. But McDonald, McDaniels, Preston, and Reynolds all have two. Drake and Brown and Josh Burke have one. And the first one is up and good. First free throw, is up and good from from Carter Cook. A lot of C names on this NSB team. Second one is also good, makes them both. 38-24. The score, Atlantic trails New Smyrna Beach. Into the front court, here's Cameron Reynolds against Bellissimo. Gets a pick, rolls to his right against Thompson, and Thompson pushes him in the back well before he got the shot off. And that's the third on Dontrell Thompson, so he's the only player in the game, even slightly in foul trouble. It'll be a line-out formation for Atlantic. The ball comes into Sharpton. His 5-footer banked it in. Trey Sharpton, his first points from the floor, had a 1 of 2 trip to the free throw line in the first quarter. 38-26, Cougars by 12. Here's Dontrell Thompson, drives the lane, floater with the left hand rim no good, gets it back, and he's fouled going up for the rebound putback, and he'll go to the line. And they're gonna get Trey Sharpton for his first. Sharks already more points in the first 3 minutes, or first 2 minutes rather, of this third quarter. Sorry, first 4 minutes, I can't count, of this third quarter than they had in the entirety of the second. First penalty shot is up and no good from Thompson. It rattled around and out. As the Sharks have 8 third quarter points. And only 5 so far for the Barracudas. So trending in the right direction here for Atlantic as the second goes in. The second charity stripe shot goes in for Thompson. He's 1 of 2 off the line. 39-26, still a big hole for Atlantic to climb out of. It's really not sufficient to be outscoring the Barracudas by 3. They gotta get a big quarter. And it's either gonna start now or be in the fourth. Rivera in front of his own bench gets a pick from Preston to the top, throws it to McDaniels. Trey Sharpton thought about a 3, puts the ball on the floor, Euro step, and an offensive foul as he ran over Brandon Cordero. So that is the second offensive foul of the game and the second foul second offensive foul of the game for Atlantic and the second personal on Trey Sharpton. And we'll get a bit of a stoppage of play as the court is cleaned where Brandon Cordero took a big spill under the basket to listeners' right. The Barracudas have 4 games left. They have played a very busy schedule. Well, they play a very busy schedule, only played 13 games to this point. But they've got 4 games left. They're at Deltona on the 1st of February, then 3 home games to close out the season against Seabreeze, University, and Father Lopez on the 2nd, 4th, and 5th. All of those games at home, and all of those games very winnable. So they could end the season 15-3. Right-hand corner, Cordero draws a double team, throws it into the New Smyrna Beach bench, and Coach Ryan Dickey grabs the ball, slams it on the ground before handing it to the official. Obviously not happy with Brandon Cordero for that particular pass. And here we go. Sharks back with the ball, trailing 39-26, 3:23 to go in the third. Cameron Reynolds, free throw line here. Sharpton trying to work through a double team. He fires a 15-footer, no good. And the rebound is tipped into the hands of Cordero, and then a foul as Cordero was trying to leave the zone. And it's going to be on Ajani Rivera, his first. Last year, 16-11 for the New Smyrna Beach Barracudas, went all the way to the district semifinals and lost to Mainland, who eventually won that district, and Mainland favored to win the district again this year, but I'm sure they will be challenged by New Smyrna Beach. And an incredible story about one of the only 3 losses that the Barracudas have had this season. Back on December 29th, they've played Jacksonville Episcopal, and Jacksonville Episcopal hit 24 3-pointers against New Smyrna Beach and routed the Cudas. That 24 3-pointers, an FHSAA record. Freshly into the game, here's Guardino in the left-hand corner. Tries to throw it underneath, it does, but then it comes all the way back to Bellissimo, and the ball is gonna go over his head, and it's gonna be a backcourt violation, Atlantic basketball. And Bellissimo touched the ball all the way almost at the baseline of the basket that the Sharks attacked to listeners' right. So the Sharks are going to get it sideline out in front of their own bench. DeJounte McDaniels will be the gunner. as the referees clean the area around the baseline. Now the ball gets bounced to McDaniels. As he looks for a pass, he finds it up top to Cameron Reynolds. Reynolds, right-hand wing for Rivera. Rivera working on Weeks and then gets it back to Reynolds at the top. Reynolds, left-hand drive, gets the lane, fouled as he drove the lane. His bucket was no good, but he'll go to the line. A bunch of players hit the deck, and Lane Simmons will pick up his first foul. And so at the line will be Cameron Reynolds. Reynolds only 2 points in the first half, both of them coming from the free throw line, and his only point of the second half coming from the free throw line. 1 of 2 so far, and he's going to get 2 more chances from the charity stripe here. First one, up and good by the sophomore Reynolds, averaging 14.3 points a game, but unfortunately only 4 tonight. The Sharks needed some big offensive performances to stay with New Smyrna Beach, who averaged 67 points a game as the second free throw is up and good. Now the Sharks play full court press, but then they back off immediately after the ball goes inbounds to Brandon Cordero. Cordero to Guardino. Guardino walks it back between the circles, guarded by McDaniels. Forces him back towards the scorer's table. Now left-hand drive by Guardino. Gets to the baseline. Thought he'd travel, but he gets it to Carson Linker, whose layup is no good. It's only the second piece of floor time of the game for Carson Linker. Played about 2 minutes in the first quarter and then sat out all the way through the second when the Barracudas were on their run. Left-hand corner, 3, back iron, no good, offensive rebound, fought for, the ball's on the ground, it's battled around back there and eventually grabbed at the free throw line by Frank Bellissimo. Bellissimo under the basket to Linker, lays it in. First points of the night for Carson Linker. Here's A.J. Rivera, left-hand wing, right-hand dribble drive down the baseline, finds Preston at the free throw line. Preston back to Sharpton, out high. Sharpton working on Bellissimo, gets into the paint, backs Bellissimo into the paint, and he lays it in over him. And a timeout is going to be called by Ryan Dickey and the Barracuda coaching staff. Well, the gap has been narrowed a little bit down to 11 points. It's 41-30, Barracudas over the Atlantic Sharks. It'll be a 30-second timeout, so we'll keep it right here. It's time you feel your best physically, mentally, spiritually, to be centered and supported, to feel the power of a world-class healthcare network coming together to help you take control of your health. It's time to feel whole. Advent Health is a proud supporter of Volusia County School Athletics. Visit adventhealth.com to learn more. 1 minute and 34 seconds to go in the third quarter, and it's been a very slow third quarter. 11 points for the Sharks, 8 for the New Smyrna Beach Barracudas, and it's Barracuda basketball after the timeout. Ryan Weeks plays the ball into Cordero, and the Sharks back off after showing pressure just like the previous possession. Weeks walks across the timeline, 1:24 to go in the third. Weeks, right hand, left hand drive. Offensive rebound is up and in by Linker, but they're going to call a foul on the initial shot as Ryan Weeks crashed to the floor. And they're going to call Trey Sharpton for his third. And Coach Derek Williams not happy with it. And the referee explaining to him why that was a foul. And an and one is coming for Ryan Weeks. Well, sorry, 2 shots are coming for Ryan Weeks. Weeks, after scoring 15 points in the first half, has been held scoreless through the first 7 minutes and 41 seconds of this third quarter. But now a chance to get back on the board for the Barracuda's top scorer. And the ball has still not gotten back to him. The referee underneath the basket is just holding the ball, rubbing his foot on the floor. Now he bounces the ball to Weeks. Weeks 2 dribbles into his windup and he knocks it down. A first of 2 from the charity stripe, and Weeks back on the score sheet. He hits them both, and it's a 13-point game, 43-30. A minute and 19 seconds to go in the third quarter. Here's Reynolds out high against Weeks. Reynolds kicks it to the left-hand corner. Long 3 on the way from McDonald. No good. Trey Sharpton grabs the rebound, tries to throw it off of Barracuda and out, but he just ends up throwing it out of bounds. So the Barracudas will get the basketball. Sharks again pressure the inbounds pass, but it comes in cleanly. Ryan Weeks controls, still in the backcourt, trying to get over the timeline. He does. Throws it to the left-hand corner for Linker. Long 2, back iron, no good. Cordero fights for the rebound, but it comes to Cameron Reynolds. Reynolds into the front court. Trey Sharpton, right-hand wing, tried a baseline drive against number 1. I don't have a number 1 on my roster, but he is in the game for New Smyrna Beach. Right-hand corner, 3 on the way, no good. Too strong by Cameron Reynolds. But the long rebound by Preston, and trapped in the corner is Trey Sharpton. Sharpton gets free, drives baseline, lays it in. Nice play by Trey Sharpton. He leads all scorers in this quarter with 6 points. Weeks in the corner. Try to reverse layup, no good. He hits the floor, no foul. Atlantic with an odd man rush. Here's AJ Rivera down the lane, and he lays it in. Sharks turning it on a little bit now, down by only 9. 43-34. They pressure the inbounds pass again. It's over the head of number 1 and out of play. And that is the end of the third quarter. So the Sharks coming back a little bit. It's a 9-point Barracuda lead, 43-34. We'll take 30 seconds and be right back. This is MJT Sports Productions broadcast of Atlantic basketball. Live from courtside of the Shark Tank, fourth quarter of action on tap. There is some confusion around whether the Friday home game for the Sharks boys team has been canceled or not. I was told that it was. Other people at the scores table was told that it was still happening, but so we will get you that information out hopefully before the broadcast is over, and it's a 9-point lead at Atlantic basketball for the Barracudas. Over the timeline, here's Reynolds, gets to the free throw line against Weeks, tips it back McDonald. McDonald left-hand drive, left-hand corner, here's a 3 from Rivera, bang! A.J. Rivera with a 3! A.J. Rivera with the triple. And it's a 6-point game, 43-37. And the ball is almost out of the reach of Frank Bellissimo, but he gets it back to the top for Cordero. Cordero guarded by Corey McDonald. Left-hand drive, kicks to Bellissimo, back to the top. Bellissimo against Reynolds. Here's Dontrell Thompson away out on the right-hand wing. Thompson against Rivera, forced to back off. 7:10 to play, fourth quarter. Thompson gets to the lane, no good on the layup. Battling for the offensive rebound and putting it up and in is Carter Cook. That's Carter Cook's first points from the floor tonight. His previous 2 were all from the free throw line. Reynolds, step back, free throw line, jumper, yes! Cameron Reynolds is getting hot now. And again, pressure the inbounds pass. Cordero races past McDonald into the left-hand corner for Thompson. His three-pointer is no good. And Reynolds accidentally taps it out of bounds. It would have been an easy lay-in otherwise. Trey Sharpton is back on the floor. He replaces Josh Burke. And Draken Brown also in to replace Emmanuel Preston. Inbounds pass for New Smyrna Beach. It comes to the top for Cook. Right-hand corner, Bellissimo tries a three. A high arcing shot in and out. And the long rebound comes to the Sharks. Pushing the pace, here is Reynolds against Thompson. Loses the basketball into the hands of Cordero, and then Cordero is knocked to the ground as he tried to leave the zone. And they're going to catch A.J. Rivera with it. No, they're going to call the foul on Sharpton. And the Cuda's in the bonus, so they'll get a 1-and-1, as that's the 7th team foul. 45-39, the lead for the New Smyrna Beach Barracudas over the Atlantic Sharks. 6 minutes 20 to go in the ball game. As we're not quite sure who is going to the line to take the free throws, 1-and-1, and it's going to be Brandon Cordero as he got bumped from behind by A.J. Rivera as he attempted to leave the zone on the last turnover. Cordero, first end of a 1-and-1, it is up and it is good. So 46-39 with another shot coming. Sharks have had a better second half than they did the first half, but are not really threatening yet. Both of them up and good. So 47-39, Sharks got to go on another run to trouble the Cudas here in the fourth quarter. Here's a right wing three on the way. It's short for McDonald, and fighting for the rebound is Reynolds, and there is a foul. And Reynolds is going to push somebody in the back, and it's going to be another trip to the free throw line for New Smyrna Beach. And they're going to actually call the foul on Preston, not Reynolds. So that's Preston's third. And at the line is the center, Cook.
Make sure they don't put that on Cam. You didn't put that foul on 35. Hold your block out.
Front end of the 1-and-1 is good for Carter Cook. And as I said, this is where the game will get away from Atlantic. Being in the bonus with 6 minutes and 11 seconds to go is a huge advantage for New Smyrna Beach, and they sink both free throws. 4 of 4 from the line in the fourth quarter so far for New Smyrna Beach. Reynolds thinks about a drive, then walks back to the Atlantic logo. A.J. Rivera out high, right wing against Bellissimo. Rivera, left-hand drive, kicks it underneath to Preston. His layup is good. First point to the quarter for Preston. 8-point lead for Barracudas, 49-41. Thrown across the timeline here is Dontrell Thompson. Cordero gets it back, top of the circle, and then hands it to Thompson short. Then Cordero gets it back. Guarded by A.J. Rivera. Bellissimo in the high post, throws it underneath the basket. It's off the fingers of Cook, but he's able to gather and a walk back to the top. Cook has used his step. He throws it to Thompson. Timeout. New Smyrna Beach before the pass. And so New Smyrna Beach will get the ball out of the timeout. It's only a 30-second one, so we'll stay right here. Play hard, eat clean, love big, and start living your best life, because we're here to help heal what hurts, ease your mind, and lift your spirit. With the latest medical innovation and whole person care, it's time to take control of your health. It's time to feel whole. Advent Health is a proud supporter of Volusia County School Athletics. Visit adventhealth.com to learn more. So I have just been informed this is not the last home game of the season for Atlantic. They had previously canceled, the boys team had previously canceled their tilt with Spruce Creek, but that game will take place here, 6 p.m. Friday night. And you can hear it on MJT Sports Productions on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. Into the offensive work here now goes New Smyrna Beach. Here is Ryan Weeks driving against Preston, gets to the baseline, up and under, and it lays on the rim and falls out, but it'll go to the line, and Preston picks up his 4th foul. That's big because Emmanuel Preston, top rebounder in the county. And Ryan Weeks, who has been very well contained this quarter, but has hit now 3 of 3 from the line. So, sorry, this half, but has hit 3 of 3 from the line. Hits 1 and then hits 2. So 6 of 6 from the line in the 4th quarter are New Smyrna Beach, and a 10-point advantage once again. Corey McDonald in front of his own bench, right-hand wing. Left-hand drive against Weeks. Kicks it underneath the basket to Draken Brown. Draken tries an up and under, gets it blocked by Carter Cook. Out in transition, here comes New Smyrna Beach. Weeks around the back, gets to the lane. Offensive foul as he bowled over Draken Brown, and Brown is slow to get up. That's the first foul on Ryan Weeks, even though he's played most of the ball game. And so Atlantic will get the possession back, trailing by 10, 4:48 to go. I think the Sharks need to get some quick possessions, start getting some good looks from 3, and need to start knocking them down, especially with Emmanuel Preston at 4 fouls. You don't know how long, much longer he's going to be in the ballgame. Sharks with the possession and a 10-point deficit. Here is Corey McDonald in front of the scorer's table. Kicks it to Reynolds, left-hand corner. Left-hand drive by Reynolds. Gets to the free throw line. Turnaround jumper, good. By Cameron Reynolds. Up to 4 points in the 4th quarter. Down to a 7-point advantage for the Barracudas. Here's Dontrell Thompson into the lane, spinning against Preston. Floater no good, but another offensive rebound by Cordero. His putback is good, and a timeout called. And back to a 10-point advantage, 53-43. And it's going to be a 30-second timeout. New Smyrna Beach will take it with them. And we'll be right back. This is MJT Sports Productions broadcast of Atlantic Sharks basketball. Back live from courtside, Michael Cirillo here with you for the last 4 minutes and 15 seconds of this contest between the New Smyrna Beach Barracudas and the Atlantic Sharks. 53-43. The Barracudas lead with 4 minutes to go in the ball game. Cameron Reynolds, left-hand drive, up and under, blocked again, this time by Weeks. Out in transition, Cordero, back to Bellissimo. Has Preston go around him. Thought about a three-pointer, but lays it off to Weeks and then across to Cordero. Cordero hands to Bellissimo on the Atlantic logo, guarded closely by Cameron Reynolds. Bellissimo gets a pick, didn't pop though. And now he walks back to the top, guarded by the big man Preston. And it's going to be Cordero throwing it back to Bellissimo. Bellissimo switches to the left hand, throws it to Cordero, left hand wing, then gets it back to the top. Very slow, methodical possession here by New Smyrna. Bounce pass, left-hand corner, Thompson, back to the top for Bellissimo. They make one pass, and if there's nothing open, it goes back to Frank. Bellissimo passes Cordero, baseline, back to the middle for Cook. His layup good. Very patient possession and a 12-point advantage with 2:57 to go. Into the corner it goes. And then back for Reynolds. Reynolds drives the lane, left-hand layup, and one as he crashes to the ground for Cameron Reynolds. Bellissimo picks up his third foul, first of the second half, and an and one opportunity for Cameron Reynolds as the lead is now just 10. Trey Sharpton gets set to check back in. And he does so, replacing Drake and Brown. DeJounte McDaniels also checking back in for Rivera. We are still waiting for the area underneath the basket to be wiped clean by the referees before we get an and one opportunity from Cameron Reynolds after he drove all the way from the scorer's table into the lane and laid it up through contact and got the foul on Bellissimo. Top scorer in this second half for the Sharks is Cameron Reynolds. His and one is good. 55-46, 9-point lead for New Smyrna Beach, 2:50 to go. Walking slowly across the timeline is Cordero. Now he draws a double team. In the high post is Carter Cook. Baseline drive by Thompson. Kicks to Bellissimo. Open for three in the right-hand corner. Back iron no good. And a push in the back on Emmanuel Preston. And that's it for him. That should be his fifth foul, and he's done. He pushed. That is, he pushed Carter Cook in the back as he was going for the rebound, and Emmanuel Preston will be done for the night. First of two free throws for Carter Cook is up and good, and Drake and Brown replaces Emmanuel Preston, who's fouled out. 9 points for Preston before he was ejected. Both free throws good from Carter Cook. He leads all scorers in this fourth quarter with 8. Reynolds out high against Dontrell Thompson, and they're going to call a push against Dontrell. And that is Thompson's fourth. He's the only player on the New Smyrna Beach side with 4 fouls. That's only the 15th foul on New Smyrna Beach, so no trips to the free throw line for Atlantic. DeJounte McDaniels baseline to inbound. And he throws it in underneath the basket to Drake and Brown. Brown throws it back out high to McDonald into the right-hand corner for DeJounte McDaniels. Back to Reynolds. Reynolds left-hand drive, gets in the lane, falls over. Back to McDaniels. His right-hand corner three is no good. Offensive rebound by Trey Sharpton. Knocked away by Dontrell Thompson into the way. Hands of Carter Cook. Excellent defensive play there to prevent the second chance opportunity. And that's just the kind of things that have gone against Atlantic tonight. Small little plays like that. Brandon Cordero hounded by DeJounte McDaniels. He eventually gets the ball back from Thompson and then plays Bellissimo out high. Cordero back to Bellissimo, 1:41 to go, 11-point lead for New Smyrna Beach, and it looks like they will cruise to a victory here with 1:35 to go. Cook, Bellissimo, and Cordero playing excellent passing game out by the half-court line. Cook back to Bellissimo, guarded by Drake and Brown. In the post, here's Cordero. Nice little Euro step to blow by Cameron Reynolds and lay it in. It's been a really impressive second half for Carter Cook. Ball goes underneath the basket. Tough layup, no good from McDonald. And the rebound goes to Ryan Weeks, and then Bellissimo will dribble it out, 1 minute to go. 59-46, the Barracudas lead the Sharks. And a reach-in foul is going to be called on Corey McDonald. That's his third, as Bellissimo across the timeline. Once again, we are back in action for the final game, home game of the regular season for the boys basketball team. Friday night against the Spruce Creek Hawks. That game tips at 6 p.m. Our coverage starts 5 minutes prior at 5:55 p.m. Eastern Time. And then, of course, next week, I get this wrong every time, the 4A District 9 tournament, as Bellissimo misses the first of his 2 free throws. And he knocks down the second one. That's Frank Bellissimo's first points of the second half. Cameron Reynolds escapes pressure in the backcourt. He fires a 3, knocks it down. Cameron Reynolds, has had a very impressive second half. And then on the inbounds pass, looks like it's going to be a jump ball, and staying down is Cameron Reynolds, and he is gingerly favoring his left ankle.
Corey McDonald and Dontrell Thompson are both off the foul.
So they're going to call Dontrell Thompson with a foul. That should be his 5th. And it'll, because the Sharks are now in the bonus, it should be a 1+1 for Corey McDonald. I'm not sure how that all happened, but it all went down off the inbounds pass as I was writing down the 3-point tally for Cameron Reynolds. So 60-49 with a... So Dontrell Thompson finally realizes that he has checked out, or he has fouled out rather, and he comes out. AJ Guardino checks back in for the Barracudas. It will not be a 1+1, as I had previously thought, because that's only the 6th team foul on New Smyrna Beach, not the 7th. So New Smyrna Beach will actually get the ball. I'm very confused about what the call was, because the foul went against New Smyrna Beach, but yet New Smyrna Beach gets the basketball. Inbounding under the basket that the Sharks attack. The ball comes into Cordero. Cordero runs the floor, kicks it back to Bellissimo, 36 seconds left to go. And Frank Bellissimo will be fouled by Corey McDonald. That's his 4th. So the New Smyrna Beach Barracudas get the double over the Atlantic Sharks. They move to 11-3, and 4 very winnable games for the Barracudas left on their season against Deltona, Seabreeze University, and Father Lopez. The final 3 of those at home.
Have they missed any free throw this half?
And a free throw hangs on the rim and good for Bellissimo. He gets 2, 62-49, 30 seconds to go. Rivera tries a hook shot in the lane, go off the side of the backboard, and then throwing the ball away is Guardino on the outbounds pass, trying to find Bellissimo, and it'll be Sharks' ball. Oh no, it'll be Barracuda's ball as it was off of Rivera. Bellissimo gets the ball, 21 seconds to go. Sharks down 62-49, they will not foul. And they're just going to pass the ball around for the final 10 seconds here, the Barracudas. And they come out. They get a little bit of revenge for their girls' team, who was beaten by Atlantic earlier in the night. And that is the final horn. Your final score, 62-49. The New Smyrna Beach Barracudas beat the Atlantic Sharks. We'll take 60 seconds to tally the totals and be right back for your post-game report. This is MJT Sports Productions' broadcast of Atlantic Sharks basketball. Final wrap-up here from the Shark Tank. Your final score, 62-49. The New Smyrna Beach Barracudas defeat the Atlantic Sharks. The main culprit, a 3-point second quarter by Atlantic, which allowed the Cudas to build an insurmountable lead. Here are your totals. First for the Atlantic Sharks, McDonald had 6. Rivera had 7. McDaniels had 3, 9 for Preston, 7 for Sharpton, and the leading scorer with 17 was Cameron Reynolds. Once again, your final score 62-49, New Smyrna Beach over Atlantic. Once again, we will have one more regular season broadcast. That is Friday night, 6 p.m. right here, live from courtside, as the Atlantic Sharks battle the Spruce Creek Hawks. So, thank you for tuning in to both games tonight. If you've listened in to either or both of the games, I very much appreciate it. We will see you on Friday night for the boys' final regular season home game. This has been Michael Torillo for MJT Sports Productions saying have a very pleasant good evening.